Welcome back. Governor Gavin Newsom applauded President Joe Biden for acting swiftly to protect our economy. That was in reference to these bank bailouts of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. But according to The Intercept, Cade, Odette, and Plumjack, these are wineries apparently, which are also owned by Gavin Newsom, are listed as clients of SVB on the bank's website. Newsom also didn't mention that SVB gave his wife, Jennifer Siebel, and her charity, the California Partners Project, a $100,000 donation at the request of Newsom. We're also learning that Silicon Valley Bank gave more than $73 million to the Black Lives Matter movement and other social justice-related causes. That was first reported by The Federalist. The now defunct bank pledged in the summer of 2020, when the nation was gripped by racial unrest after the death of George Floyd. They promised to, quote, increase their commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace. How'd that work out for them? Let's welcome in now Kimberly Guilfoyle. She's the National Finance Chairman of MAGA, Inc. Great to see you, Kimberly.
Oh, great to be with you.
All right, so Gavin Newsom and his ties to, you know Gavin Newsom obviously well, and people know your past relation with him. It doesn't surprise anyone, I think, that he was applauding this and then leaving out the fact that he was a client of the bank, given his history of dining at the French Laundry when everyone else was locked down. This is who Gavin Newsom is.
Well, you know, it's interesting, and full disclosure, I am a former owner of Plumjack Winery. But when you have something like that, you're supposed to disclose it. So it seems very odd to me and really inappropriate that there wasn't a disclosure made to say, hey, listen, I have personal accounts there. My wife has accounts there, and somebody on the board there. When you're actually pressing the White House and Treasury to consider them and make some kind of, connection there. Obviously, it's improper. And so you just look at that and it's like, I said, the rules apply to thee, but not to me. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. Also, as it relates to SVB's activist efforts supporting people based on their race and their sex, they spent $2.8 million on a gender parity innovation initiative and a quote unquote diverse emerging talent initiative. The bank's promotion of environmental social governance, ESG policies also included climate activism. And that's all well and good as long as the bank is doing fine. But now that it's not, you really got to question what they were doing and why they weren't more focused on their actual main job, which is making sure there's enough money in the bank.
Well, they obviously were more interested in politically weaponizing their bank to their own personal viewpoints and ideology. And it just goes to show you one more time, just like President Trump said, go woke, go broke. And that's what we're seeing happening over and over again, because these people, by the way, owe a fiduciary duty to the people who have the money in their banks. And now they're losing their money. They're closing the banks. Things of this nature. It's so improper, and it's all based on this whole politicized notion of banks trying to tell you and control your life and what the government should be pushing. And it's way too close for comfort. And when you look at the nexus here, it's disturbing. This should be investigated. It should be scrutinized to make sure what's going on here. Can you imagine if you have your life savings, your money in a bank like this, and this nonsense is going on? People actually relying for the future, for their children, for education, for their family. To me, it's insane. But this is why I tell people, do your research.
Yeah.
Do your research and invest your money with places that actually support your beliefs, that you can trust, that you can make sure that you're lined up with someone that has the right background, ideology, viewpoints, and it's not sitting there taking your money and using it to fund their personal agenda or goals. And that's what we're seeing with some of these institutions. And it's totally corrupt. It's improper. They have no place doing that. They're supposed to be focused on retaining your money, keeping your money, growing your investment, instead of just looking at it as a means to an end to further their own political beliefs.
Yeah, there's so many questions we have here just about that. But I want to change topics, and we wished you a happy birthday last Friday here on this show, Kimberly. Happy birthday again. I think it's 29. Don Jr. said, right? 29, right?
That's it.
We also saw President Trump speak at your birthday party, which I thought was amazing because he was great about wishing you a happy birthday, but then kind of pivoted seamlessly to a policy speech, which is actually really good. But we didn't really hear him test out any of the new nicknames. Give us some insight on how this is going with the new nicknames.
Oh, yeah. But he's so creative. He really is. He comes up with all this stuff himself. I think he enjoys it. He has fun with it. and people like it. The nicknames kind of, take on a life of their own. But, as you see, he's a really dynamic, engaging person and speaker. But I also know as my friend for 18 years, and it was very sweet that he came and stayed a long time and wanted to celebrate and be there for me and for Don, for my birthday, and for all of our friends. And people were like, oh my God, we'll never forget this moment, because so many people there had never seen the president before in person, or been able to meet him, let alone shake his hand. And, that's who he is, and that's why it frustrates me when people mischaracterize the individual that he is. He's warm, he's loving, he loves his kids and his, grandchildren, and he shows up as usual, when it matters most, for those special moments. And when people need him, like he did in East Palestine, Ohio. And that's really true character and the measure of the man.
Well, thanks for inviting me. It was great. It was great to see that in that situation. And you have to laugh because, the way he's funny. It's funny the way he can command an audience, and it's fun to be around in those types of situations. What is your favorite nickname, by the way? Out of all the nicknames,
he's a great dancer, by the way.
That's true. And he did the over the head. I've seen him do it down here, but he actually went over, and I posted the video. But out of all the nicknames over the last few years, what's your favorite?
Oh God, there's so many. I loved like Sleepy Joe. That was a really good one. Poor Ted Cruz Lions Head, that was funny. Then Low Energy Jeb, but he's got some new gems in the hopper now.
Okay, well,
you never know. Here's the thing. No one's safe from a nickname from Trump, okay?
That's true.
So you got to be best and stay on your toes. But he's funny. He's such a comedian. It just goes to show you the only funny times of Saturday Night Live is when they had Trump on, or they have to try to imitate Trump, because he is wildly entertaining and there's nobody like him. He's totally unique. He's so smart and he's battle tested. I don't know. You saw him in person.
We'll see.
He looks really good, doesn't he?
He does. He looks ready.